All right, say you're 21 years old, you're 7 months pregnant by your high school sweetheart that you've been together with since you were in 10th grade. He's 2 years older than you. So you're 21 and 23 years old. Within like 3 months of your pregnancy, he just says he doesn't want the baby. When this baby was planned, y'all agreed to have this baby, y'all made this baby, y'all lived together, everything. So you're telling him, like, no, I'm already 3 months, I didn't heard the baby heartbeat, this, that, and the third. I'm attached to my baby, I'm keeping my baby. So he's like, okay, you keeping your baby? I will leave. He left you the apartment, right? Fast forward 4 months, now you're 7 months pregnant. Your baby daddy randomly just shows up at the apartment. You get home from work one day and he in the kitchen making some food. You're not thinking nothing of it, but you ask him like, where you been, blah, blah, blah. You really don't even care where he been because it's just like you happy to finally see your baby father and your first love. So the day goes on, y'all all fine and dandy. Everything's smooth. You cook dinner, y'all watch TV together, y'all end up falling asleep. You wake up in the middle of the night to go pee. You see his phone sitting on the nightstand next to you. So what do? You grab it. You grab his phone thinking like, okay, I'm gonna hurry up, go through it, put it back. So you change your case on you put your case on his phone and put his case on your phone and plug it back in so he would think that his phone is still right there if he was to wake up. You go into the bathroom and you pee and you lock the door, you turn on the water, and you start going through his phone. You put in the code to his birthday and you start going through the phone. So you're going through the phone, you see messages from girls, you're not really worried about it. Like you don't like it's not really nothing too serious. Like they just talk and chat and you get what I'm saying? It's nothing that's like sexual in nature. So you start screenshotting all the messages, sending them to yourself and then deleting the messages. Then you come up on a group chat that says Bang Bros until you go back 5 months prior. You start seeing my shit came back positive. So you like, what came back positive? Everybody else, mine's not positive, mine's not positive. Two of the other boys in there say mine's is positive. So you read up a little more, you find out that your baby daddy and his four homeboys that you've been knowing since you were in 10th grade has been sleeping amongst each other and they have HIV. And that is the reason why your baby daddy does not want your baby anymore. So you start throwing up all over the bathroom, screaming, crying. The baby daddy busts in the bathroom, says, what's going on? What's the problem? What's wrong? Are you okay? He looks and he sees his phone in your hand and he breaks your jaw. So you pass out and you wake up a few hours later or a little bit later. Your baby daddy is nowhere to be found and your house is completely trashed. All your baby stuff is cut up. Everything is trashed. It's bad. And now you're almost 8 months pregnant, worried about if you have HIV, worried about if your baby has HIV, and you really have nobody to go to because this man that moved you away from your family messed up all the ties you have with your family. That's the case of my old classmate Armani. She wanted me to get on here and shed some light on her story and some awareness. If you are a male who is in that type of stuff, you need to let it be known. You don't just be out here sleeping with anybody and then turn around and go sleep with your girlfriend. You don't. I really don't like down low men, and I wouldn't say I don't like gay men because I love them. I do not like down low men, and I honestly don't like gay men who mess with down low men because it's like, you get what I'm saying. But everybody send prayers out to Armani, and I'll probably try to get you guys an update in a few months or a few weeks or whatever.
That story is absolutely heart-wrenching. The betrayal, the lies, and the potential health risks she's facing now, it's beyond devastating. Imagine being so vulnerable and then discovering such a deep level of deception. It's a reminder of the importance of honesty and transparency, especially when help is involved. My heart goes out to her, and I hope she can find support to navigate through this ordeal, sending all the strength her way.
I went on a date with a dude that I met on Bumble, and we decided that we were gonna go watch a movie. I was there a little bit early, but he was running late. So he was like, why don't you go get our tickets and go sit down and I'll get our food. And he asked me what I wanted for food. And I was like, I'll get a small popcorn and like a small Coke. And, he's like, okay, I'll meet you in there. Anyways, he comes into the theater and he's holding like this extra large bag of popcorn and like an extra large Coke. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, well, that's cute. He wants to share. This didn't even let me have a bite. Not one popcorn. And I tried. I'm not even joking. So I sat there. I didn't want to get up and go get anything. So I just sat there, watched the movie, didn't have no popcorn or nothing. Anyways, when the movie was over, he asked me if I wanted to go for a little walk. And I was just like, what? Okay. So we went for like what seemed forever. And like we were barely even saying a word. Like I was trying to make conversation, but he wouldn't talk. Anyways, at one time I was like, yeah, I think we should turn around now. And he's like, no, 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 like, let's keep on walking. I'm enjoying your company. And I was like, what the You're not even talking to me. I'm not even kidding. Probably 20 minutes later of walking, he was like, okay, well, we're at my bus stop. I was like, you took me to your bus stop, half hour away from the theater. I have to walk back by myself. Anyways, he gave me like the sloppiest kiss on the cheek and got on his bus. I walked back by myself. Anyways, the next morning I woke up to a message from him asking if he wanted to go on another date. And I was like, hell to the no.
Talk about a dating horror story. He made her sit through a movie with no snacks, barely spoke during the date, and then led her on a marathon walk only to leave her at his bus stop. The audacity to ask for a second date after that. Some people really have no self-awareness.
Have you ever wondered what it's like when a boy mom becomes a grandmother? I'm talking about mothers who blatantly prefer their sons over their daughters. I had a grandmother who was like that, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it was like and how it affected me. My grandmother had 3 children, 2 girls and a boy, and she always preferred my uncle, the boy. He was the golden child who could do no wrong. He was the oldest and always the favorite. Then my mom and everyone grew up and had children, and now there are boys and me. So I am her only granddaughter. She made her favoritism for my male cousins and my brother very clear. She would attend special milestones for my male cousins and my brother and just not go to mine. Something that I remember vividly from when I was really little was she had these stuffed bears, and whoever was sitting next to her got to hold the other bear. I was never asked to sit next to her. She was never physically affectionate with me. She was very affectionate with my brother. My brother would always talk about how nice her nails felt because she had long nails. I have no memory of ever being lovingly touched by my grandmother. She would also get the boys extravagant gifts and would always just get me something that was never proportionate and just didn't make any sense. The worst part about it was the way that she made me feel at family gatherings. Remember, she had a thing for not wanting me to eat. Something that I remember so vividly was a Thanksgiving that we had, and there was a charcuterie board with little like cracker breadsticks. I ran over and I had a breadstick. I was like 7 or 8. She just scolded me in front of everyone and was saying it's inappropriate for me. Just remember my dad like sneaking me breadsticks to the other room and telling me that it wasn't my fault. It finally got to a point where my parents had to sit her down and tell her that she couldn't keep treating me poorly. I remember her pulling me aside and asking me to sit on her lap, and she basically said, I don't know where everyone in the family gets that I don't like you, but that couldn't be further from the truth, and I obviously love you and you're my granddaughter. I remember just feeling so sad and confused by that conversation, and also being so surprised that she asked me to sit on her lap, because she never asked me to sit on her lap. I do feel like it messed with my head a little bit, especially in my developmental years, feeling like if I wasn't perfect, then I wasn't worth loving. She was the only grandmother that I had that I got to meet who was alive. I really did miss out on that kind of grandmother-granddaughter relationship. All to say that if you're a self-proclaimed boy mom and you prefer your sons over your daughters, really like truly reconsider it, because it has generational effects on your kids and your grandkids. They just want to feel loved. They just want to feel appreciated, and joking about those things is like, it's not funny, it's not cool, and it stays with a person for their whole life.
It's heartbreaking to hear how favoritism like this can leave lasting emotional scars. Children know this and remember when they're treated differently, and it sticks with them, especially when it's from someone who's supposed to make them feel safe and loved. It's a strong reminder for parents and grandparents to show equal love to all their children and grandchildren, because those small moments of affection, or lack of it, can shake a person's self-worth for a long time.